New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. And hello again, dear ones. Reverend Robert with you. If I don't save this banner that I'm making, it's going to go away, so I got to do that. Forgot to turn off the overlay. There I am. Hello. Welcome to the Growing Edge, episode 7, 20, March, April 13th, 2021. I keep getting knocked off my game today. It feels like we keep having this problem with the broadcast not broadcasting everywhere it's supposed to be. So some of you get the notifications, some of you don't get the notifications. Some people are finding it here. So if you're with us, Wayne, afternoon, good to see you, sir. Good morning, mid-morning, afternoon, where you are. Your Space Cadet checking in. Good to see you. And if you're with us and haven't commented, hey, that's okay too. No worries. I'm glad you're with us. It's all together in the deep oneness. This is the Growing Edge. It's meant to be a space to come together and explore what it takes. Well, to be a religious scientist, I guess, in this world. So what just struck me is there's an old saying that floats around the Mile High community and other places. I believe it's accredited to Dr. Fred Vogt originally, that said if you were drug into a court of law and accused of being on charges of being a religious scientist, meaning that you followed these principles of New Thought. Now, at that time, right, we're very focused on that one organization and that one. So let's update it. If you were drug into court and accused of being a New Thought, a spiritual person, a person that is working towards this idea of a world that works for everyone, well, would there be enough evidence to convict you? Would there be enough evidence to convict you? And that's not just the trappings of having, chimes and incense and journals and having the stuff. But is there enough to really prove that you believe what it is we're talking about? And I want to share with you, it's interesting because today is a very interesting day. It's been a very interesting week since I last saw you. And it's not only going through the whole first dose of the vaccine and all that. The way that spirit grows and evolves and shifts and changes the form, the way it looks. Now, if you listen to my prayers, and I do, that's what it's all about, right? All right, let's, if you didn't get this part yet, let me be very, very clear. When we do prayer work, it's really got nothing to do with you. It's all about us. It's all about me. It's all about me changing my consciousness, right? It's not about me trying to convince you of your greatness, of your something. Now, I do also say often, hang out around this ministry long enough and we will convince you of your greatness. That is part of what we do. You hang out here and we will convince you of your greatness. We will support you in your greatness. We will share with you and teach you and be with you to experience and express and bring that greatness forward into the world. No question. No, you asked, you hang out here. That's what we're going to do. That's big. It's just what we do. So we're hanging out in this place of opening to our greatness. And in the prayer work, I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to convince me that there is a greater truth revealing itself than perhaps I'm aware of, and of the truth as I know it, to reaffirm again and again and again and again the truth that I know. And one of the things you hear me say again and again and again in prayer is that this one power for good, this one source, whatever we want to call it, is forever taking on form and eventually abandoning that form in order to take on new form. So when something falls away from what we're doing, from the network, from the community, from this opportunity, that, or a project that we're working on falls apart and becomes dust in the wind, which happens, right? We've all experienced those things. When any of that happens in life, it's part of the, okay, wow, that's interesting, that's happening. So I was in this morning's journaling practice. I don't know why I just lost my thought, because I'm staring right at it. And it came to me in that journaling practice. Maybe that's why I lost my thought there. It came to me in that journaling practice to share with you here what came through this morning, because there's a pretty, if you've ever read the Good to Great books, there's the Big Hairy Audacious Goal, the BHAG, the Big Hairy Audacious Goal. I think this is even bigger than a big, hairy, audacious goal. I think this is, wow. I follow the mystical. I have to find the exact phrase that struck it to start everything. And so I cast aside the attempts. And so I cast aside the attempts to create something specific and embrace whatever creation births itself into the world. I must remember my strength lies in being way out in front of everyone else. My strength lies in the courage to call everyone to their greatness, to their own amazing way of giving to humanity's evolution. Calling you in your own amazing way to give to humanity's evolution. Together, we are changing the course of human history. From the depths of dysfunction arise a new vision for an intentional community committed to the operations of this incredible ministry. Truth, positivity, empowerment, prosperity for all. Love, peace, music, media, entertainment. The vision has been emerging within me for a while, and I don't know that, and I've been talking to it to some people, and I haven't been talking to it to everybody. But there is an absolute vision arising within to build a campus here somewhere in Colorado. To build a campus that allows this ministry and New Thought Media Network to flourish and grow and expand, and allows a place for creators to come and retreat, and to be away from their normal quote settings and be in a place where there is room and space for creation, where the intention is the operations of this mighty ministry and the operations of this network to bring this forward, to be able to truly broadcast this across the planet far beyond any a truly limited vision that I have at this moment. I know that there is something well beyond what I am able to see. But what I have to do is I have to be with what is mine to be right now. I can't, yes, I have to. My role, part of what I do is to be out there out front saying, hey, come here, look at this. This looks really cool. Oh my God. Who wants to go adventure out there with me? Speaking of which, anybody out here heard of Topia? Um, you may, if I find some time to really share it. Um, uh, it's an interesting place on the web, topia.io. Um, and New Thought Media Network, well, we've got a thing there. We've got a community. It's only me, right? But if you're interested, I'm only there very rarely. Check it out. Maybe this is for you. Maybe this is that growing edge for you that says, wow, this is something I want to be a part of. Cool. Check it out. And if not, no big deal. Don't worry about it. We're going to be here. We're going to be there. We're going to be everywhere, because this idea is to embrace what wants to be, the newness that wants to be. So I'm being reminded again and again and again in my ministry, in what I am here to do, in the conversations that I'm having, that in so many ways it's about relying on the basics of this philosophy. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. What we bring about, what we think about, we bring about. Attention plus intention equals manifestation. That we are creative outlets of one divine life. And so, and we've got this saying that I use a lot. Also, it's on our stickers here. There they are. Deeply we are one. Deeply we are one. That's not just a phrase. That has to be one of our deeply held beliefs. That no matter what is going on, no matter what is happening in the world, deeply we are one. We are all part of this one giant, great, amazing thing called life together. Now, yes, I'm going to have some different viewpoints on how to do things. I get that. Ministry is one of them, right? Come ask me how to do ministry. I got all kinds of opinions about all kinds of parts of how ministry is done. That's cool. You do too. Others do too. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes life fun, is we get to be in that, and we get to experience that with others, with how others want to show up in their lives and how they want to express these principles and these philosophies. So today, the growing edge is about talking about it. To me, the growing edge is remembering that when I catch a vision of something, my role as a visionary is to talk about it. It's to cast that vision, not to hide that under a bushel, not to hide that, not to say, oh, well, I don't have the consciousness to do that. I don't have enough money to do that. I don't, my job is not to hide behind the human limitations. Somebody else could do that. My job is to say, hey, folks, check this out. How can we do this? How could this happen? And more importantly, call people to their greatness to say who would like to be a part of it. Who'd like to be in on the deal, as it were. Now, here's the cool part. Nobody's required, but everybody is welcome. Nobody's required and everybody is welcome. And what I see in the vision, right? The physical manifestation of it, of what I see, will in no way be big enough to hold everybody that this ministry serves. That's not the idea. That's an old model. In the old days, you had to build something big, something huge for people, so you could hold a lot of people, and a lot of people could, even on a even if it was only for a special event, even if you were just so you were, could grow into it, even if you never did. There's a new light on the horizon. There's a new vision on the horizon for spiritual community, and I believe we're starting it right here, right now. And I believe that it is necessary for this community to grow beyond the virtual experience. In the old days, you started with a physical church and you maybe grew into the virtual world. Well, we started in the virtual world. And we're going to grow into a physical community. I don't know when exactly. I don't know how that's going to happen exactly. I keep my eyes open, right? We keep our mind and our heart open to the opportunities, to the vision, to what could be, for what wants to be, right? There's a piece of property up for sale right now here in Colorado. 5 houses, 4 extra buildings, 4 buildings beyond that. One of them's a dormitory, 2 of them are school buildings, one of them's in an admin building, all on 10 acres on the side of a hill in Colorado. Why couldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Why? How could we? How could it happen? There is what? Wait. No. Doesn't take a psychic. Love you, brother. I should have worked longer at the psychic out. How can we? What? Okay, so let's be real. What would it take? Consciousness. It just takes a belief that it can happen. Not that we have to know how it's going to happen. Not that we have to know right now, well, this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to go to the bank. I'm going to have to raise up some money. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have a pool of this. I'm going to have to save this. I'm going to have to put that. We don't. No. That's old school thinking. We believe in the power of our mind. So a small group, Margaret Mead said it, a small group of committed individuals change the world. Well, is that not what we're about here? I that's one of those things. It sounds so egotistical to say we are about changing the world. We're here to change the world, as if the world isn't already perfect. And there is this piece in this vision of a world that works for everyone, a world that works for all, however you want to say it. There is a piece of that implies or already imagines that the world isn't working. And we could say that in the physical realm, that is very, very absolutely true. It's not we could say. I will say it. In the physical realm, that is very, very true. There are countless expressions in the physical world where the world does not appear to be working for everyone. But what we also know is that when it appears to not be working, it really is working. It's just not working because we believe it won't work. So it's working by fulfilling our belief that it's not working, or that it won't work, or that it can't work, or that I'm not good enough, or that they're not good enough, or they're right. So I have to come to a belief in a place where I remember and remind myself, no matter what's going on, it's working. We lose a show, it's working. Somebody else says, nah, not for me. It's still working. Somebody else says, this ain't what it used to be. I'm out of here. It's still working. However each of us is being called to show up, that's working. So we follow what's working, right? I don't spend any time. I really don't. I really don't chase down any time when something doesn't work. Okay, cool. Cheers. Really great to know that that doesn't work. We can stop doing that now. If that doesn't work for you, or it doesn't work for the audience, or it doesn't work for the schedule, or it doesn't work for this aspect, or it doesn't work for that aspect, if something doesn't work, okay, let it go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If we can agree, if the principal parties involved agree it doesn't work, then let go of it. And open up to something new, to something that can work. This whole idea of a growing edge is, yes, to explore the ideas and the passages and the concepts, but it's also to sometimes revisit the places that had been forgotten or misled. There's a great book. Man, I remember when I first read this. The Coming Interspiritual Age. Kurt Johnson, David Robert Ord. Oh my gosh. And there's a Colorado Rockies baseball game, a ticket in here from 2014. Look like pretty good seats. Something I want to embrace this week for myself. Brother Teasdale, speaking of Wayne Teasdale, Brother Wayne Teasdale, pointed to needed fundamental change in global awareness, some of which were already rising. Some of this may sound very, very familiar to a lot of what you heard myself and others on this network teach. There's about 8 points here. I'm going to read through them fairly quickly. Appreciation of the interdependence of all realms of human life and the surrounding cosmos. Growing ecological awareness with recognition of the interdependence of humankind and the biosphere, including the rights of all biological species. Dedication to nonviolence with a commitment to transcend militancy and violence tied to national or religious identities. Embracing of the shared wisdom of all the world's religious and spiritual traditions, past and present. Growing friendship and actual community among the individual followers of the world's religious and spiritual paths. Commitment to the depths of the contemplative pursuit and the mutual sharing of the fruits of this ongoing journey. Creative cultivation of transnational, transcultural, transtraditional, and world-centric understanding. Receptivity to a cosmic vision, realizing humanity is only one life form and part of a larger community, the universe. For Brother Teasdale, these elements marked the threshold required for a healthy globalization and the participation of the world's religions through an unfolding interspiritual age. Oh, baby! I remember when I first read that. Because it sounds a lot like the global vision. And it must have been a while back, because I even have a note in the book, compare and connect these to the global heart vision. Now, the global heart vision was quite a while back, replaced by the global vision in 2012 or 13, I believe. So, and this was published in 2012. I do remember getting this in a pre-order. And I don't ever want this ministry to be my my revelation. I never want this to be, oh, this is the great creative revelation of Robert Brzezinski. No, nah, not doing that. That's not what this is about. And I think you all already know that, or you wouldn't be here. And I think those that are here know this is something different. And I think that's also part of why we need to invite more people. Invite your friends. Hit the YouTube subscribe button. Let YouTube know we've got some people, so we can get some more people, so we can get some more reach. Because there's a lot of interesting entertainment on YouTube. But we could be a voice. Every one of our programs, imagine every one of our programs having thousands and thousands of followers and thousands of people being exposed to this message of positive music, media, entertainment again and again and again, day in and day out, throughout, knowing that no matter what, you could always turn to New Thought Media Network and find something cool to watch, something positive, something fun. Who wants to produce a sitcom? Where'd that just come from? Reverend Cliff? I know who to call. Who wants to produce? You guys want to produce a sitcom? Let me know. Wouldn't that be fun, right? Once a week, got a half an hour, got some fun, some laughs, some comedy, some humor, all infused with this positive messaging, all infused with this belief system. Now, we know this is actually, and all right, so I get off on some tangents once in a while, so I'm going to wrap this up here shortly. But I got plenty of proof that there are plenty of people in writers' rooms all over California and Hollywood and across the entertainment industry that believe this way, because you can hear it in the dialogue these days. There's no question about it. It's in the dialogue. I have heard Tia Leone in Madam Secretary say, do the heavy lifting of creating a world that works better for everyone. Okay, right? A little bit of a different phrase, but it's there. I got the clip somewhere. So each and every day, I'm being faced with new and different opportunities to remember that we deeply are one. And then no matter what it may look like, no matter what it may feel like, no matter what might be happening or how it might be showing up, I'm in the right place. Perfect things happening. The right way is happening. Everything that's necessary is revealing itself. And I'm going to grow into and continue to grow into the greatness I'm here to be. And a huge part of that is by inspiring you to be the greatness you're here to be. To inspire everyone that's in front of the camera or behind the camera. Because we need just as many people behind the camera pushing buttons and moving and typing and moving levers as we need people out front. So those of you that are volunteering your time or interested in volunteering your time, thank you. Let me know if you're interested, and if you already are, thank you. Gonna wrap this up. This is The Growing Edge. It happens every Tuesday at 10 for a half an hour is the intention. And I'm not here to babble on. And believe me, I've got all kinds of stuff that I want to talk about in this program as we continue to grow and emerge and evolve as this community. And what I want you to know is right now, the evolution of this community is happening in consciousness. So I invite you to join me in that consciousness. Join this community in a consciousness of knowing that we are growing and expanding like never before, that there is a wealth of opportunity, that there is a wealth of pure potentiality, a wave of truth that is washing over this mighty ministry. And together we are creating something new. People are stepping up. Finances are showing up. An opportunity reveals itself. And if each one again and again calling us to a greater experience of intention, of intentional community, of intentional ministry, of intentional spirituality, we are all about casting that vision and creating that intention of being servants, being a community of service in a world that works for all. So I'm grateful for whatever this day holds, whatever comes next, because no matter what it's been and what it's going to be, it's all God. So it's all good. And so it is. So it is, dear ones. Thank you. Thank you. I'm running just a little bit over today. Can you dig it, Wayne? Yeah, I can dig it, brother. All right, I'm getting out of here. We will be back at, we've got a 2:00 New Thought today. And at 3:00, we have a brand new show launching today at 3, the Vibrant Living Hour with Ken Ludwig. Going to be a regular thing here Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. I invite you to come back and join us and check out Ken's first show and his premiere show later today here Tuesday on the New Thought Media Network, or check it out on the archives in the Facebook page. I love you, dear ones. Thank you much. We'll see you again real soon. Until next time, peace and blessings.